What's up, guys? Welcome to Podcast 412, Fight for Purity. A bold way of looking at challenges that young people are facing. We'll talk about the naked truth of life and how to handle the problems you're thinking but not talking about. So strap in, get ready for another great podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to season 4 of Podcast 412. In this season, we're going to be talking a little bit about the L word, L-O-V-E. Love. But first, just some facts before, kind of relates to it. I don't know if...
You want to go first?
Since you're already talking?
I can, yeah. I'll go first. So there was this fact that, I read that falling in love has the same effects, like, what is it, dopamine?
Yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
much, there was like dopamine effects of like when you do drugs.
Yeah.
Like
specific drugs.
specific drugs.
It has the same effect.
It has the same effects, yes.
The same high effect.
So eventually it goes away.
But initially, yeah, it has that effect. So,
And then the one I found is cuter. It's there was a research about on old couples. They did it, I forgot on how many couples, but they have been married from anywhere from, the least amount was 14 years and the most was 65 years. And they found out that when they were in close proximity of each other, their heart rates would start to sync up. And they also found that usually once one of them would initiate it, it would either be the husband or the wife. Someone would follow someone's heartbeat would follow the other and conform, and they'd start but only when they're in close proximity of each other. They would change basically their heartbeats once they're close to one another.
The body knows.
How cute!
they technically, they beat together, right? In harmony when they're close. But only happens when you've been married.
For a while.
Yeah, because they've been, the
Lease
was 14
Which
years.
is quite
That's
a bit.
while.
Yeah.
That's a lot now.
And that's married. I don't know if they were together longer than that before they got married.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. Yeah.
That's something nice to look forward to.
Yes. You have to wait 14 years at least. So.
I've got 11 more years to go.
Oh, wow.
We'll have to test it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to test it with my husband. Just kidding.
Yeah.
It'll be all awful. Just kidding.
One of your guys' heart rate's gonna start beating faster.
So, as Angelique introduced, we're going to be talking about love. Love, love, love. So we're going to be talking about love. So I'm going to give a definition, just your basic definition. I found this on Merriam-Webster's dictionary. Just a normal dictionary, you guys. Okay. So it has actually like 3 definitions. It kind of goes a little bit more, but I'll give you the basic ones. The first one is I think it was a noun. I'm not sure though. But it said strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. So the example it gave was like maternal love. So that's what that first one is. The second one, or this kind of in the same, is attraction based on physical desire, affection and tenderness felt by 2 people. And then the other one was affection based on admiration, benevolence, or common interest.
So like friends?
Yeah, like it said, love for his old schoolmates. That's the definition or the example it gave. And then the other one was an assurance of affection. And just gave the example of give her my love. So, and then the second one was warm attachment, enthusiasm, or devotion. And the example it gave was love of the sea. So
Of the sea.
yeah. And then the third one was the object of attachment, devotion, or admiration. Baseball was his first love.
Oh, like for a thing.
Yeah, the object of attachment, yeah. A beloved person. So, darling, often used as a term of endearment. So, yeah. And then the other one was unselfish, loyal, and benevolent. Concern for the good of another. So, such as the fatherly concern of God for humankind, brotherly concern for others, a person's adoration to God. So those were like the basic definitions. And I also looked up, just because, you know,
Wanna
what
be
we
thorough?
do. I was kidding. Well, I wasn't being thorough, but I wanted to see what the top songs were for love.
Oh, like today?
Yeah, today, yeah. So this one came from Cosmopolitan in 2023, and so I don't know if you guys might know these. The first one was "Say Don't Go" by Taylor Swift. "My Love, Mine All Mine" by Mitski. I think that's the way. "Dial Drunk" by Noah Caltran. I don't know. I might have spelled it wrong. "We're in Love" by Boy Genius. "Vacation Eyes" by Jonas Brothers. "I Carry On" by Hosier, or what, I guess that's how you say it. And "Logical" by Olivia Rodrigo. And I don't know who they are, but
The four of those words.
yeah. So I looked at the lyrics. I didn't listen to I just I looked at some of the lyrics, but most of them, like the one about "Dial Drunk," he's basically talking about calling his girlfriend because he's in jail, and you know, I I guess the song was kind of about, that's all he has left, I guess, is her phone number, so she could, so he would call her and she wasn't answering, and so she could bail him out.
That's
so,
love right there.
So that's why it's called "Dial Drunk," because he's yeah. So it's like a weird, yeah.
What does that have to do
Yeah,
with love?
I don't know. And the other ones were pretty much either, like a physical kind of love, just sensual. And then the last one, I think not the last one, but the last one I looked at was "Logical," and basically, that love's not logical, because but when and then the song is because she's like in a bad relationship. So he's not good to her, but she still loves him, even though he treats her, like terrible. So love's not logical. So I, kind of wanted to get a sense of where people
Get their ideas of love from.
yeah, or what they think of love, or and basically it was either a physical thing, or it was you're in a bad relationship kind of thing, or it was you're leaving me,
But I love you.
yeah, or they're like and then I looked at the ones, and I forgot to write them down. I looked at the ones like for the week, the popular ones for the week, and it was kind of the same thing. They either had to do with like a physical kind of thing, or and some of them basically, one of them, I don't know what it was called. One of them was basically, he was saying that he knew she was a door, and she was just everywhere. And
But he loves her anyways.
But yeah, kind of like the idea. But I know she's not, gonna stay. But but a lot of them were just
Roxanne.
yeah. They were,
yeah, probably.
but she was just she was the player technically in the song,
But he
and
loved her even though she was gonna
even though
leave.
she was gonna, yeah. But a lot of them had to do with
Depressing.
yeah, they were all like depressing. She left me, or why did you leave me, or why are you leaving, don't go, but it's usually because they're going for somebody else, or because they broke up, or
So they're kind of all like
yeah, a lot of them
negative.
yeah, they were all, most of them were just like,
Breakup songs.
yeah, breakup songs kind of, or
you're
they
no
were-
good for me.
or just songs about the physical aspect, like that. There's no, how we're talking about Jello. There was no substance in them. You didn't say anything other than I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, or I'm it's like, well, you're not saying anything. You're just making no sense. No.
It's not logical.
Yeah. So that's what I found interesting, because that's what's popular.
Yeah.
That's what people are listening to. People are listening to, how you left me, and how I'm no good, or you're no good, or, so you.
I guess like people,
not
there's
romantic.
always, yeah, no,
It's not romantic,
but like people are going from like relationship to relationship. So like when they're in their feelings,
yeah.
they're like, oh, let me just listen to this, and they stay there.
But some of them too, I don't know. I was thinking some like the I don't remember who it's by or how it goes, but it's like about loving yourself. Like I can love myself. Like
Yeah.
I think it was Miley Cyrus or something.
Oh, I can buy myself flowers.
Yeah. Like it's all like,
I
well,
can hold
everything's so
my own
messed up. They just love
plants.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, like, there's some truth to that, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, love yourself, but
But it's like out of like a hatred, like
for everybody else.
for yeah,
I'm better
no.
off alone.
Yeah, that's kind of how the feeling of some of these
How sad.
was just but that's what people are like, you know, like you said, you write out of that emotion, you know, and it's, but you know, some of them, like I said, there's nothing in there. You're just talking about nonsense. Like,
Well, there was.
you're not saying
There's
anything.
this one song that I used to listen to, and like way back, and it's like basically saying like forget what he said. That it doesn't mean like anything. Do you remember that one? I forgot who it's by. But he's like, forget what I said. It don't mean.
Oh
now.
yeah. It's old, like our middle school days.
Yeah.
It's like it's more than it's like 20 years ago.
But like, because like the negative aspect of it, because he's going through that heartbreak. He's like, forget what I said, forget everything that I told you. You know that it doesn't mean anything. Like,
Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
Oh,
of-
like taking it all
take it
back. Okay.
I don't
or,
love you.
or
I
that it
forget
wasn't,
love.
yeah, or that it wasn't real. Because one of the songs that was talking about that was, you know, it was just words, but I didn't really mean it. You know, you know, it was just for now, you know, but it doesn't mean anything. They were just, and that's kind of what the songs. A lot of the songs are like, it's like about nothing. So anyway, so that was what I I looked at. Well, yeah, because I mean, even if you look at the old songs, like oldies songs, even them, at least they had some romance in them, you know.
Lay your head
You
on
know.
my shoulder.
You know, it was like being, you know, some kind of, but now it's
Romance
like,
to it.
yeah, there's, now it's all heartache, you know, life is terrible, and I lied to you, you
did
lied to
me
me,
wrong.
you know, bust the windows out your car, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, it's like all
like
this
that.
anger, yeah, so, yeah, but that's what it's about, it's like all this anger or frustration, or, you know, it's very, yeah,
I mean, there's a time and place. But
yeah, I guess.
But I guess it's just a sad thing that's what the most popular thing is. It's heartbreak and heartache.
Yeah. So I wonder if it makes like people feel like they have to go through that or something. You know,
Yeah.
like
And you don't.
well, the young people, you know.
You don't have to go through heartbreak or heartache. It's okay.
Well, especially being that young, like with like the whole frontal lobe thing, like we're not fully developed to even process.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
that
until
is.
you're 25.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that seems like such a long ways off for some people, but it's like, you're developing, so you shouldn't be, you know, at 13.
No.
You know, it's not good for you anyways.
All
So
crying.
you're, yeah, you're hindering your development when you're in a bad relationship, even when you're that young. So,
Well,
Yeah.
even teenagers I know that have gotten in relationships, they're like really young, or even when I was younger too. Like, I was like, there's no reason I should have experienced any of that. For what? You know, and I see them and it's like, sometimes
For
it's
things
like
that
this
didn't last
point.
in the first place.
Yeah, or that had, well, they didn't even have substance. Like, the relationship was jello. You know, it had nothing to it. You know?
and you don't even have substance yourself. Like, you don't even know how to make, like, good decisions yet. You're, like, learning, like, to kind of process things. But even your brain still doesn't even know how to. It's learning to, and it's, you know, but you don't even know. And so.
And then you're tainting your view on relationships at such a young age when you don't even know how to have a relationship.
Yeah, which is sad. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by looking at a few other definitions. They're a little bit more in depth. So we're going to start with yours.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll be looking at we're gonna get fancy, get educational. We're gonna be looking at the Greek words for love, because like you said, there was like 5 different definitions of love, nouns and verbs and all that good stuff. So there's different kinds of love, like you said, maternal, like your friends, or for something. My love. It's the Greek word eros, eros, and eros is like kind of like the love of most of the songs you're talking about. It's that the physical love, where it's all just about the physical. It's about your emotions, and it's about being like intimate with another person. And typically, though, it's supposed to be like, I guess we'll just kind of throw it out there, between like
It's the normal, I think.
normal
Is supposed to be
between your husband and your wife. That's where it like originated. It's used to describe that physical love between a husband and a wife. That's where it came from. And so like it's like super basic. Like that's really all there is, like really all there is to it, and like there was even like a Roman god who was named after it, because that was such a big thing in Roman culture, to the point where like there were other like religions and cults and stuff like that didn't use that word eros to describe love anymore, because it was like a dirty word, because of how
Tainted.
because of how like Roman culture like used it, and how it was kind of just like thrown around with anybody, with anything kind of thing, because of how the culture was at that time. So like other groups were like, we don't use that word here, because that's a dirty word, because that's how bad it got, I guess. Like the whole physical aspect, well, because you can the physical aspect comes and goes, and you don't even have to have any actual like emotional connection relationship with anybody.
It's like
the frontal lobe,
the dopamine.
It's all about like the high,
It goes away.
the physical part comes and goes. And so that's what my love was. Eros. It's just physical, and
that kind of describes, I think, what our culture. That's how our culture defines love. It's not.
There's more. To that.
That's only like a physical relationship you have between a husband and a wife, according to that, like where you looked at it, and our culture has done the same thing.
It's gone past that.
They've tainted it by making that, because so why I'm so in love. You say that because you met somebody that makes you feel good.
Well, it's like she said that. It's that high.
It's that dopamine
from the physical.
Yeah, but
I think it said it could last from like 6 months.
Yeah.
So like to a year.
Like
it can.
It can. Some people it lasts
Less.
2 weeks,
Yeah.
3 weeks, a week, a day.
Yeah, because you can be in a relationship with somebody and be excited about it for 2 weeks, and then I'm tired of you.
I'm bored.
Yeah, and that's like our culture, because I don't know. We'll get into that later.
Yeah,
I
we'll talk
won't
more
say,
about that. This whole season's about love, so we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into So, but I think if it's within the confines of marriage, then it is good, because it's with the same person.
That's what it was originally used to describe.
For. That was what it was for originally. So, and then so
that's one kind.
I would say that's what
I said it's the most popular kind.
I think that's what's
today
in
our
culture.
culture.
That's what we mostly
see
sing about, because when I looked at all these songs, I would say that probably defines most of these songs that we were, or not that we were listening to, but that
You were reading.
I was reading the lyrics. I didn't listen. I didn't want to watch the videos and all that. I was like, no, I'm just gonna look at the lyrics. The lyrics were enough.
you knew what kind of love they were talking about.
I was like, okay. Because some of them you could read through, and some of them, like first 2 sentences, okay, you're not saying anything. You're just gonna repeat yourself. And it's funny, because even like reading, like the ones that actually had words, they had words, and then the other ones that were just about the physical, you just see oohs and ahs, and there's no words. It's baby,
like the,
baby,
like,
or they're not saying anything. They're just it's just oohs and ahs, and So I was like, okay, I know what you're about already, because you're not saying anything. So, but that's what I would say is our culture. Is a popular, the thing that people focus on, the thing that people are caught up in.
I think that's kind of what you base the rest of your kind of loves on.
It's the R-rated love.
Yeah.
So
I guess so. Yeah. Like I guess people start from Eros love, and then they start moving towards the other ones.
And then they don't even know how to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they know the distinction
between the different kinds, or how to get from one to the other.
Yeah.
But so when we come back, we'll talk about the other kinds of loves that we have, because there are other kinds. And so we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Join us for our next podcast. You can contact us through Instagram at podcast412 or email us at 412fight@gmail.com.
See you next time.